Monkey butt.
I mean, that showed up on stream. So, I mean, if you're talking about monkey butts on stream, we now have monkey butts on stream.
I mean, we had a bamboo butt for a while, but then...
Bamboo butt. Hey! Welcome, everybody! It's
Hi.
Madness of the Land! If you haven't been joining us, our current team here, I did not realize we're technically out of order on the stream, but that's fine, just because...
Hi, Joe.
Tib is where Joe would
Tib is
normally be.
Joe.
Yeah.
Tib is Joe.
Kill me.
Alright, I attack.
We can fix that.
I let it happen. It's a crit.
There we go. Now Tib is Tib again.
I'm unconscious.
You know what? Still kill me.
Nope. Not allowed.
Oh, so it's okay if I'm Joe.
Ooh.
To be fair, I wasn't paying attention until that moment.
Uh-huh.
Sounds about right.
Sure.
Cover your ass.
Classic,
We
I
see how
wasn't
it
paying
is.
attention.
So,
Of course I covered my
hit
ass
the
with
guy
green
with my
shorts,
car.
you asshole.
joining me as usual,
So barely.
Mads, Unfunnyone, too, and Joe is not with us this week as he was in. He had some. I guess one way of saying it would be mandatory overtime, but it's like when your work calls you and like it says like you got to stay and help take care of this emergency, you know, that kind of thing. So he may show up on a break if he can get home in a reasonable time and not be dead. Otherwise,
Okay, well, that was weird wording when Tib asked to be killed as Joe. But okay.
Joe. I meant figuratively dead. Thank you very much. Figurative. Anyway, if you weren't here for last week they encountered some kind of large creature while traveling to the Wizard's Tower in the Land of Grass. And, Mage's Tower, as they've come to discover it, as there is lots of hints here on magic and people learning magic. Signe managed to identify that they use the banners of the schools of magic, plus an extra banner that represents a general symbol of the divine. You also discovered a couple of bodies, lots of wreckage, traps that still seem to be in place, a lot of things like that. They also did find 3 laboratories that seem to be places of study, each one of them for 2 schools of magic. They discovered the one on divination and necromancy. They apparently were hanging out together. Abjuration, evocation, and transmutation and conjuration. A lot of the main
Don't forget that Chance took all the bones in the necromancy area. We were like, he has to.
That we did.
But
You
Took
did
all-
steal
so
a bunch
we
of
had
random bones. Just in case.
Was there enough to make more skeletons?
You have
it
no
was a whole
idea.
skeleton.
There
It
was
was
a-
a whole skeleton. You claimed was chained up.
There was a whole skeleton
And
that
just
was chained
left.
up. And then a pile of random bones, which is kind of hard to tell if there was enough for a whole
They're all
body.
shin. They're all shin bones. A bunch of shin bones for some reason.
Anyway, most material in the place was removed of anything of value. It seemed as if the books that were left over here... yes?
If there was enough for another skeleton, I would have pieced one together.
The skeleton that was chained up could have been removed once it was no longer animated, and you
Yeah,
could
I
have
killed
put-
it.
Yeah, you killed it.
I killed it.
It could have been removed if you broke its chains, because it was chains that were actually made to hold the skeleton in place.
I would have done that
Mm-hmm.
if I were here.
Anyway, as I was trying to say, all the important books seem to have been removed, leaving very basics on each of the schools of magic. So if you want, like, my first necromancer books, you can totally get one of those and things like that. The only thing that I would say would be of value would be something that Tiv might indeed want, which was a a bunch of onyxes. A bag of 500 gold pieces worth of onyxes.
Yep.
Doesn't
I
help
mean,
you.
why wouldn't we all want that?
I believe because it's for higher creation. Undead spells need that.
Probably.
Yes.
I just remember that we emptied out the necromancy alchemy kit.
Yes.
Because you said that there was a bunch of like small like component stuff that you later on that you'll go over.
Yeah, there's like
we're literally like
you emptied out the evocation had supplies and transmutation had supplies, like a lot more examples of materials. It seemed like evocation was doing almost admixtures of chemicals to enhance energy spells, while transmutation was practicing transmutation on various materials. All the other laboratories that existed were very simple alchemists' kits, kind of, or alchemist laboratories. Anyway, so you ended up in the room that had a crystal in the ceiling that was attempting to disintegrate Zach repeatedly.
Well, chance first.
And
he almost died.
Mm-hmm. You solved the riddles, managed to disable the trap.
And that's where we are.
Yes.
So, Chance, I think I was just healed slightly by Signe. A very small amount. Okay. Right.
Question, because I'll just use Chance to do it and to say he does it. Do any of you have any ability to pick locks?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Chance will be opening doors for you with locks then, just to make this easy.
I mean, I could open doors.
You could.
I mean,
You very well could.
Mm-hmm. Just set it on fire again.
Yeah, it took 4 hours. But yeah, I mean...
It would have taken you like 10 minutes to hack down the door. Instead, you took 4 hours burning in the door.
Joe went with it, and I was just like...
I was like, this will work,
burn it.
but this is like much longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, we got a short rest in.
You did.
A couple
short rests.
No one bothered to tell Percy that was hiding for hours.
He's still out there. He doesn't. No one ever went and got him.
We never got him, so he's still hiding, which is fine. All right. So Zach, after being hit up, his shirt has holes in it where they're just gone, circles that are just gone, and his hair, he's missing a chunk of hair, and he's just like, okay. Thank you, Signe. What was that? 'Cause that hurt.
Well, magic.
Yes, thank you. I was unsure, with this whole tower and all the symbols and stuff.
It seemed
okay.
necromantic in nature.
Yeah. Well, I need a new shirt. I
need a new skeleton.
I mean, we could probably get one. There's one downstairs. We didn't grab them. We grabbed a bunch of shin bones for some reason. I don't know why. I'm gonna look around. Is there any piles of ash that might have been people? Now that I know the nature of the.
You in fact see no signs. It's hard to say because there's a lot of dust in this room. Some of the dust could be ashes of people, but it looks like if there would have been people turned to dust, they would have spread out enough that they're not like a tiny pile. It's kind of hard to discern, like after countless years, dust and ash.
Well, I'm more worried about goblins because the army supposedly went through.
The thing is, like, you do see signs that this place has had people in it post the major abandonment, even in this area. Like, there are disturbances in the dust, it's just hard to tell how old they are. If maybe, like, whoever was here abandoned it for some time and came back or something like that, or it could be the goblins and the Dreadlord were in here, or it could be someone else managed to break their way into this area, this far even.
Well, I think we should hurry. We don't know if this trap's gonna stay off forever. It might be a time thing, I don't know anything about this crap. Is there a door in this
There's
room?
a door.
Chance! Get on
He
it.
will check it. He will inform you it is locked, and given a short period of time of trying it out, he will be eventually able to break the lock.
Okay. I'll stand in front. My holy shirt. I'll have the great sword out and I'll open the door.
Alright. This is a massive research lab, is the best way to describe it. As you've had, like, all the areas where you've seen, like, the alchemy labs and things like that, this is far more than what it is. There is a small bookshelf here, about half the size of the ones you've seen associated with the schools of magic that you've seen before in those different rooms. It has more books on this bookshelf, but they seem deteriorated or very inconsequential if you try and take a look at what's in them. There's a few bunk beds in this area. There is a table covered in shrines to countless deities. It looks to be about maybe 100 different deities. Some of them seem familiar to you. Others seem like ones you definitely know. So it's a mixture of like, oh, I know that deity. That seems like a deity I've heard about, but kind of different. And there's others that are like, I have no idea what this is. There's a small area that seems to have been for growing plants. The pots are now empty. There is one that's filled with a very dead old tree, though. That's the only one that has anything in it. And the others are just dirt. There does seem to be some kind of divine circle in the one corner. A bunch of the other walls also have bookshelves, but they are completely empty. So it seems like there's one area here that is maybe perhaps dedicated to divine teachings, and then more of a general research in the rest of the room. As there's a lot of tables, cauldrons, about a dozen alchemical labs in various quality and conditions. It looks like most of them have all of their supplies gone, just some base tools. You could scavenge a few things if you really wanted to, but nothing really critical. You do notice that the bookshelves are clustered in more of almost like a library area in the one corner, kind of opposite where the divine school of things are. That really only has a couple common reference books that seem to be in decent shape. There is a desk with some paper and ink pens, and a couple dried inkwells next to it. There are some papers that are scattered around, the writing on it illegible, unable to understand it. You can find some other arcane tools here, but they're very simple things, like, staffs, orbs. None of them seem to be magical, maybe just like foci, like wizard's foci.
Well, I'll ask Signe for the bag of holding, and I'll go, hey, I'm not gonna be any good in this place, so I'm just gonna go and start picking up the foci, so we can maybe train wizards in the future.
Sure. I mean, it's...
I know they're just foci, but
yeah.
we don't have to make them.
That's true. It's something you don't have to make. Now, you do have when you entered, there was a door to the left side and a door to the right side, and of the room. And the door you entered on, I would say, was more towards the left of the room.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab the bag of holding if she gives it to me and start loading it up.
Okay.
Well, hopefully they, this is their area. I don't know jack about any of this stuff.
Yeah.
I come back to the room because I decided that I left a little earlier, with a third skeleton. I'm still fitting him for the robes.
I don't like you. There's not really... You said that we recognize some of the gods
Yes.
in this, but like not all of them.
No.
Yeah.
It is a massive collection of deities, like of all different kinds of pantheons.
Yeah.
And like when I say shrine, I don't mean like some like kind of huge piece. It's like, maybe something like a square foot almost at most. Some are definitely different sizes.
Yeah.
And it's effectively this long table that's just filled with them on the one side of the room.
I'm just gonna write down the ones I know, just for reference.
Sure.
And I'm gonna go check out the left door.
Okay.
Can I roll a religion check to see if I know any outliers out of the norm?
Sure.
No.
You definitely can identify many more than the rest of everyone, and you get a good sense of that this is not just one pantheon, actually. This seems to be deities from perhaps about a dozen different pantheons, including a couple generalistic deities, you'd say, maybe. You can identify, like, a deity of magic and stuff. So maybe names elude you like that. You might not know the name for it, but you at least know this is what this deity is dedicated to, kind of things. And you identify, actually, not all, but a large section of deities that you actually had in the world you came from. Probably about half of the common deities, and a couple more specialized ones, like the main elven deity, the main dwarven deity, things
My
like,
deity.
yeah, things like that.
Yeah.
The shrine to your deity is actually a little odd. It's a little different than the kind of shrines you would put together. You've never seen a version of it like this.
Heresy.
I would just start rambling off every god that I recognized and what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not anyone's paying attention.
Is this important?
Signe's like already over
Is he
there.
doing another prayer?
I'm already over by the door.
Yep.
Yeah, I just look up.
This door is different than any of the other doors in this place, as a large iron door.
Is it locked?
It is quite locked.
I yell at Chance to come unlock it for me.
Chance will kind of struggle with it for a little bit, and he's like, I can try this for a while, but it might take a bit of time.
We could
Fine, go
always
for it.
have...
Just keep it that. I'm gonna go check out the other door, see if I can find a key.
They might have a skeleton key.
Bitch.
Bitch. Question, DM.
Mm-hmm.
The tree that's in this thing,
Yes.
it is all wilted, or is it like
It's just
petrified,
it's
or-
just like the trunk, like an old trunk that's long
how
since
big?
dead,
in a planter.
like in a planter, like pretty big. Maybe like it's like 20-foot ceiling. Like some of the branches look like they would have gone all the way up to the top, but it's like all the leaves are gone. Some of the branches look like
And
they've
it looks
apart.
cut.
No, it looks like it's just been in a planter almost.
I'm gonna turn it over if I can, and if I can't, I'm gonna take my sword out and smash the planter.
Okay, so you're like smashing the pot.
I wanted.
that's in.
It's weird that there's a tree trunk when all the other ones are empty. So I would like to try to turn it over first. But if I can't, then I'll break
Okay.
the pot.
The pot seems unnaturally difficult to break. You could break it if you want to keep up hitting it, though. Like, the first hit just seems to crack it a little bit.
I'm gonna hit one of the other ones. Are they the same?
Yes. Like, you smack into it, and you're like, huh, that normally breaks things with one hit.
Well, especially a planter, because
Yeah.
they're usually like glass.
It's
or
like a
ceramic.
plot, yeah. It's like a pot, yeah.
Oh, this is odd. Any magic, and then Mr. Rambling Dwarf.
And Signe's not anywhere nearby. The dwarf's rambling off deities.
There's something. Okay, there's something weird about this pot.
Picking
I'm
a
hitting it,
lock.
and it's-
Signe.
I think it's something magical. Usually they break right away.
Oh, yes, clay does do that. Signe.
Yes.
This altar is to my god. It looks weird. Can you sketch it out so I can study it later? And what about the pots?
Can you check it out? It seems odd to me that one of these planters still have a tree in it. Maybe the key that we're looking for might be hidden in one of these. I'm thinking.
I'm gonna take a good hard look at the pots if I notice anything particularly weird.
Sure.
How big is this shrine for his god?
Like maybe like a square foot. Not
Can I
big.
just pick it up and take it with us? Like, right?
Yes.
Do you want this? Do you want this? I'll take this.
I
Better-
don't necessarily think we need it.
Better to sketch. Do not want
Sure.
to piss off anyone.
That's also true.
I look at all the figurines and I'm like, alright, no, okay.
Alright, so, Ulfgar, the major thing you notice is, wait a second, shouldn't this, as a tree, have more roots?
I would stop hitting it.
Okay. I mean, I only hit it once, but okay. I won't hit it again.
Have you ever seen a tree below the ground?
I mean, Master Dwarf, do you have something to add?
Roots, young one, roots. Where are they?
I look at the tree. Can I just pick up the trunk?
Try it.
Just
Try check.
Okay. Strength check. It's a mimic. It's a fucking mimic, but strength save. 8. No.
Mm-mm.
No, I can't.
You try, it's very heavy.
That's pretty in there.
It is still a 20-foot tall tree.
I thought you said it was just a trunk.
No, like, all that's left is the trunk. All the leaves and many of the branches are gone. But it's still, like, would have been a tree in this room.
Okay, that one's on you, Unfunny, because he did say trunk instead of stump.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get what he's saying now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Think about your bag of holding. Things don't go well when those break, and these roots have to be somewhere.
Well, I'm thinking more of it could just be a fake. Tree. So you think that this planter goes somewhere else?
It could. I'm just not ready
We
to
see
die.
dirt in it, right?
Yes, you see dirt in it. All of them have dirt in them.
Can I just reach my hand into the dirt?
Sure. It's tough and, like, hard and dirt. It's definitely, you'd have to, like, dig into it. But you
Alright,
could.
sword.
Uh-huh. Okay.
To break it up.
You're breaking, you're digging, and then you begin to realize, wait a second, shouldn't I be below the floor?
Alright, I see what you're saying. Touche. Well, these seem pretty valuable to me. You could literally have well, this kind of tree inside any dwelling. I don't think we'll be able to take them with us, though. They seem pretty massive.
It would raise the market share on a house.
Well, I was thinking more of, like, protected fruit or anything, like... But that doesn't matter. This is cool, but it's
It
not
was
of
a
interest.
joke. I can do those too.
That's to be seen, sir. I'll head to the door that Sydney was gonna check out.
Okay.
Since she's busy. I'm taking that door. It's my door now. My
Okay.
Are there any pots that aren't stuffed with a 20-foot tall tree?
Yes. Only one has a tree in it. The other pots seem a little smaller, but they do seem still filled with dirt.
I mean, it'd be great for an alchemy lab. Or, I mean, not an
If you're
alchemy lab, an
interested.
herbalist. That guy's not an herbalist. So. Be great for Clicky.
Yep.
Clicky would have loved that shit.
Anyway, heading to
Too
the
bad
other...
you'd kill him before you
Yeah.
made friends.
Heading to the other door, you will
Really
find
would.
that this is another one of the laboratory kind of dual set laboratories you've seen before on the floor below you. Except this one's a little different, as there does seem to be a third area for sleeping here. Kind of like in the evocation area, in between the two areas. There was almost like an area for targeting. This area, well, for abjuration and evocation. This area instead has a third area that has bunk beds. This one seems a little smaller than the rest, a little more compacted together. Of course, as usual, there does seem to be an area of personal use for what you could assume would be the master of the area would use, like a singular bed, trunk, drawers, things like that. A small, probably personal bookshelf. Then there would be, in between there would be the laboratory areas with a alchemy lab, a couple tables, another bookshelf, and then of course in the back of the room, the bunk beds with chests. That would be for those that would use those and most likely study under the whoever was the master of this area.
Okay. So these were for, this looks like more like senior personnel, right? Maybe like the higher up apprentices.
Possibly.
More learned.
The one side has completely empty bookshelves. Unlike the other areas that at least kept generalized books, this one has none. And that side also has some cages. All of them are empty, and they vary in size from like a tiny creature to a medium creature. The lab over there is simple, like just a basic alchemy lab, like in some of the areas. The other side still has a few books, but it looks like these have gotten some kind of infestation, so they're kind of ruined, those that remain. There's also a number of crystals and gems in odd shapes piled on one of the tables, and all the other tables seem to be empty.
More labs! I'll just yell for the people that might be interested in any of these components.
You do notice that the area sort of like of the smaller bunk beds actually almost has like a drawn out square around it, almost as if it's separated out.
You said in between the bunk beds?
Like, there's one side of the room has the one school of magic's bunk beds, the other has the other, and sort of in the middle is a little...
Like a pit, like a carved out...
Like, I would say, not like a carved out fighting pit. Like, I would call it, like, you would have the, like, carving on the floor as if it would be a fighting pit. But instead of a fighting area, it's just more beds. But ones that are smaller, more compressed, like, giving less room, as if it's... Rather than being more important students, maybe those were the least important people were kept there, you would think. That they be like...
The sizes of these beds, are they medium-sized creatures?
They are medium-sized beds still. It's just like, I would say they would be like thinner, so you'd have less room to be like on the beds, and like probably they were like...
So this is a prison. This looks like a prison, guys. These, if anyone comes into the room, I'll point out this. These look like these beds are isolated. They look like the stuff is less taken care of. It looks like it's less important people. And not too far, there's cages. So I don't know what kind of magic does any type of summoning, maybe summoning creatures, or I don't know. But I would avoid this area. Though I wouldn't step in it.
You said that there was alchemy nearby, right?
All the areas had their own alchemy lab. Only a few of them had actually very extensive ones. Most of them just had a simple laboratory. These just both have simple laboratories.
I think less of exactly prisoners and more of test subjects.
Signe could tell you that there are only 2 schools of magic she hasn't seen signs of at this point in time. She was pretty much able to identify the other ones pretty easily. The only two that you haven't seen are enchantment and illusion.
Oh, yeah.
What are those? I mean, illusion, I think, speaks for itself. But enchantment, what is that? Is that like equipment, I'm assuming?
Not really. It's more enchanting people. Coercing them to do your bidding.
Also, possibly golems.
Oh, well, we saw that downstairs. It was destroyed.
Yes, I completely remember.
They found a ruined stone golem in the one room. It looked like it was a room that a bunch of constructs had once been defended.
Not just a stone golem, flesh golem. That was in the vampire. Was in a room with a laboratory.
Yes.
With a bunch of alchemy stuff. Mm-hmm. And then he was constructing a flesh golem. Mm-hmm. This is Zach saying this. Do you think he's tied to this place? Do you think he was one of the masters here? Or at least studied here?
He might have stumbled upon it as well and has resided here for who knows how long.
Well, he was gone. The master vampire was gone, just as Spawn was locked in the room behind him, left behind, and he wasn't taken care of. I don't know how long he could survive, but the thing was emaciated to all hell. Okay. So I'm going to avoid this section right here, because I'm afraid what would happen if one of us walk into this area. This maybe mind control, maybe test, maybe, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to look at the bookcase that's completely empty. I haven't done this yet. I'm going to try to move it.
Okay.
Like, do they come off the wall?
Yes, they move.
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing behind it, right? Not like a door.
Nope.
So
Chance will report back to you and say, like, I can't seem to get the lock.
Damn it, Joe! Chance.
I forgot very quickly to introduce everyone. This is my new friend Slinky. Well, same soul, different body, but he's Slinky. We have one more friend.
Yeah.
That's not vaguely creepy at all.
Yeah, that's very creepy. Master Dwarf, I respect your capabilities, but I don't know if they'd be friends.
Let me put it this way. I am a gravekeeper. No one, and I repeat, no one likes to talk to the man who buries your dead. Prepares them.
Alright, I can understand that. Hi, Slinky. I give him a tap on the shoulder.
It takes off its head and puts it back on and kind of like, hello.
This is so weird. I'm just gonna say as I walk by something like, weird. This is weird. Alright, I'm gonna head back. I don't think I could damage this door.
It is an iron door, yes.
Yeah, it's an iron freaking door. Let's see if I have anything.
Can I just search the main room for a key?
Sure.
I'm telling you, it's in those pots, guys. Wait, is there a god? Hey, Ulfgar, is there a god for trapped, like, doors? I know it sounds dumb, but...
Let me think upon it.
I'm gonna start breaking these little statues just to see if there are keys in it.
Please don't.
The answer would be no.
None that I know of.
You start taking a look around. As of right now, you haven't found anything. I'm going to assume you're going to continue to look.
Yeah.
I could start reciting gods, see if that would jog any of your...
No, not again. Please. Not again. I mean, if they're anything like your god's name, that took like a half an hour last time.
It took a while to recite his proper titles, yes.
Alright, there has to be a key to this door. It's iron, so we can't just burn it like we did last time. Plus, you know, we don't want to die.
There does seem to be much less ventilation in this area.
Question.
Sure.
What is the, material around the door?
Stone.
You know, Usak it. Doors.
What can I do to open something?
It's gonna
Yeah.
be 4-3. We're defeated by another door.
Yeah. I mean, just a warning.
So-
This stone is extremely hard. We tried damaging it earlier on the outside, and it was impervious.
I'm going to walk up to the stone next to the door and start ritual casting.
Okay. What you casting? Meld in stone. Okay. Yeah. You will.
If I die, try to get in there and write it in my book, please.
Wait, the book's gonna be in stone. Where are you going?
I'm just gonna keep drawing the altars. They're the
Okay, let's see here.
You just walked
Accepting stone on
into
Dwarf's
a wall.
surface, melding your equipment
That
about
happens.
Using a movement, you step into stone at a point you can touch. Nothing of your presence remains visible or detectable in magic by magical senses. While merged in the stone, you can't see what's outside it.
Wait, you can use your movement to leave stone where you entered.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
I don't think
You can't like walk through.
Yeah.
Dang, too bad I can't flip the stone around now.
Yeah.
Alright, hold on one second. Okay.
Eventually pop back out. Well,
Are
that
there
didn't
windows
work.
around here?
No. In fact, since you saw some damage to the walls on the lower floor, you have not seen any windows.
Is there any other doors in this room besides these two doors?
None that you can see.
Or the
And I'll just give one of you will probably be able to, like, spatially awareness will be enough to realize that there's probably about a third of this floor you haven't seen.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna break the pots.
Okay.
Because if there's a key in there,
Uh-huh.
if it's anything like a bag of holding, it should pop out.
Alright.
Hold, please. Do not yet. Give me the bones that you collected earlier, the shin bones.
I mean, it's a lot of shin bones.
Hand me about 10 of them.
It was a pile.
Just hand me 10 bones.
I'm assuming it's a bag of holding.
You have the bag of holding, but also while they're doing this, can I start ripping books off of the one bookshelf that has books on it?
Okay.
For no reason.
Yep.
During
Well,
that
it's
time,
not no reason. We're trying to figure something out.
I'm gonna be carving different markings into each of the bones.
Ooh.
While muttering a ritual.
Okay.
Breaking the pots.
Some of a specific
It's
other
what I'm-
You
results.
break a bag of holding, it doesn't blow up. If I put a bag of holding in a bag of
Ah,
holding.
okay. Whoa.
What are you,
Don't.
Joey from Who's the Boss?
Don't break the pots.
Why?
They will result in nothing good for us.
How would you know that?
The bones.
Magic.
The bone specifically said if I break these pots, that bad things will happen.
Okay, so you see how this bone, it signifies the next action.
No, I understand. I'm wondering if the bones are specifically about the pots or about our situation.
I asked about breaking the pots.
This is dumb.
Defeated by a door.
Alright, let's leave. This tower has nothing for us anymore. We can't get through this door, and let's not waste any more time.
Signe,
Hi.
your continued searching while this entire time. Congratulations, you found something.
What did I find?
There seems to be a door in one of the walls, hidden in it.
I'm gonna go through. Well, is it locked first?
It is indeed locked.
Okay, I'm gonna call Chance over quietly while they're still doing all of that.
Because it will be ritual casting for a while, so you would have been at this for a while. Chance will eventually be able to break into this. He has plenty of... it's well within his ability, too.
Okay, I'm gonna go in, not telling either of them.
Smart, because there wasn't traps that almost killed people in 2 of the rooms. No, okay, you know what? Go ahead without us knowing. That seems smart.
All right. So this is a small room where the ceiling of it is decorated like a night sky. And the light from the glowing crystals here make it look like it's evening, causing the stars to glow. There's a short table surrounded by chairs that fills the center of the room. And there is a door that leads out of here with some kind of writing above the door. What languages do you speak again?
Common, Celestial, and Draconic.
Then you understand it. It says, "Welcome" in Draconic.
Guys, found something?
No, we're leaving. Screw this place. This place has not done anything for us. We're out. This stupid pots. Whatever.
It says welcome.
Pots and augury, whatever.
It says welcome? I think we should go in.
I mean, I got a new friend. Well, returning friend.
You do now notice that they open some kind of, like, door in the wall.
I hate magic.
You can leave if you'd like. I'm following her.
Yeah, because that seems like what teamwork would do. And I'll follow Signe.
Okay. You entering into the welcome door?
Is it locked?
Nope.
Then sure.
Okay. This room here has a set of stairs that seem to lead up to the next floor. You can see that under the stairs are a number of crates and barrels that seem to have been stored here. There are a number of paintings hung on the wall, all of which seem to be people. They look human, but the paintings are slightly faded, so it's kind of hard to tell the exact race. They're at least very humanoid and very human-like.
As you take your first step into the room, please roll a death saving throw.
No, you're fine. There is a bookshelf here. It looks like that most of the books have been removed, as in many of the places, that there are a few that remain in fairly okay situation. There are some strange rooms that seem to cover one of the outer wall here of the tower. And that's about it in this room.
Can I figure out what the runes are for?
Sure. Give me an Arcana check.
I will give you an Arcana check.
Alright, yeah. They seem to be some kind of alarm, but it doesn't look like the magic is currently active. So it looks like someone could have basically set these to let someone know if someone was coming into this area.
Well, there was an alarm spell here once.
What's that?
That would alert someone to someone coming up through this stairwell, so, be on your guard.
Like, it would just a one person it would alert them to, or like the whole building? Is it a personal thing?
It depends on the person who cast it.
Okay.
It's not active now, so it won't go off, but still be on your guard.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up the stairs, yeah.
Okay. Alright. So you head up the stairs, and it's a large and extensive magical laboratory, which seems to take actually aspects of every laboratory you've encountered up until now. Little things that almost hint at some of the other places. There's magic circles, a number of tables, a alchemy lab, much better than any of the others you've seen, a few bookshelves. The bookshelf seems to have lost a few volumes, but many still remain here. Just a quick glance of these books, see that they're used in magical research, and if one would be to research new spells or magic items, they could identify this here. There is something in here, but it so far hasn't seemed to react to your presence. There is a stone golem standing next to one of the walls, just standing there. There is a door out of this area.
I assume it sees us.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
As
we're
far
gonna all
as
have to
you
walk in the
know,
room.
Hello?
What? No, don't talk to it. Like,
There have been other golems that talk.
it's just standing there.
I got the great sword already.
Oh yes, show hostility. That's always the best option.
Yeah. I'm not gonna die from a mechanical monster.
It's made of stone. Okay. I'm just gonna take one step further into the room. Does it do anything?
Nope.
If I walk towards the door, does it do anything?
Nope.
If I try to open the door, does it do anything?
Nope.
Cool.
Does it
I'm just
move at
gonna.
all?
No, it doesn't seem to move at all. If Signe hadn't encountered a golem before, more than likely she would have just passed this off as a statue.
I have a feeling that it was attached to the alarm.
It's
Do
likely.
we need anything from this room, or can we just keep going? There's a lot of books over there. I know that kind of those have kind of value for you type of fighters.
Are there any useful books?
In here, as I said, if you look into magical research or like magic item creation, then sure, they'd be useful to that. But you'd specifically have to specialize in those kind of things.
Actually, I will take some.
Okay.
I will.
I'm gonna stand in between her and the golem at all times as she's walking. I'm just gonna.
Orn told me some stories. And so I'm going to be looking for a metal rod with some inscriptions.
Okay.
You know, like a control stick.
Yes.
Good thing I have a +8.
Yeah. No, you don't find anything like that at all.
Perhaps not in this room. Orn
Seems to make
mentioned
more sense that it's connected to the alarm.
Orn mentioned that the metal golem had a rod that they could command it with before they set it free.
Set it free. These things are sentient.
The metal one was. I don't know if they all are.
Alright. I am
we're
out of my
defining-
well here, guys. Alright. Golem. I greet you, and I'm just gonna pat it on its shoulder. Does it do anything? Can I even reach its shoulder? I don't know.
Not really. You can touch it all you want. It makes no response to you.
So this thing's not active at all.
No.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna walk around it and look at it. This thing's not changing
No.
any.
I guess if one of you wants to make an Arcana check about golems, you could at this point in time to see how the reaction here. I think yeah. More than likely, you're either correct about the alarm, that maybe it was ordered to attack intruders if the alarm went off, or it could be that whatever orders it had it just your presence and your doing things don't trigger it. It obviously wasn't ordered to just guard the room, or it would have probably tried to smash you. But someone gave some kind of orders to it, and it is sticking to them.
What is its position? It's just facing the corner of the wall?
It's just standing next to one of the walls. The one that's closest to the door. The outer wall closest
Has anyone
to the door.
opened the door yet?
I tried and it didn't do anything.
Yeah, and the door's not locked, so... I mean, she, like, opened the door a little bit, and nothing happened.
Let me be the one that walks through it. Maybe it's guarding the door, and when you walk through it, it might attack. Stand back, guys. I'll take a hesitant step into the room.
Okay. This seems akin to, like, a small entryway. There's the door that you led into here, and a door leading out of it. The room is decorated by what's described best as art, but unusual art. If we were to go in standards of our own, in a modern world...
Sex art.
It's like,
sex art.
no, modern art.
No, it's sex art.
No, it's modern art.
That's canon. It's canon.
No, modern art.
I mean-
Modern art. Someone's been making modern art and putting it in here, like weird statues and paintings that are like
It's a
very
soup
unusual.
can.
Yeah,
It's a soup can. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's like this is weird.
A blue pitcher.
Everything in here is covered in dust. The door leading out of this room is another one made of iron, but this one has a small observation window in it. There's also a number of levers, dials, and buttons.
I'm just gonna see that. and
There's
I'd be like,
also written in something under those. In Draconic, so Signe, you can definitely read it, is those with the correct knowledge will find the key.
Ulfgar also speaks Draconic, by the way. We found that out. Remember the lizard
Yes.
people?
Yes. So he would read it, understand it too.
What's the gibberish say?
First, I reach to my pack, pour something real quick. Here you go. It's a shot glass with pale blue liquid in it. I think you need to relax a little bit.
The buttons are colored: black, yellow, blue, green, red, orange, white. The one dial, Signe will be able to recognize that it's got the 8 schools of magic symbolized. The second dial is a little more unusual. Roll me Arcana on that one.
Nope.
Okay, yeah, you're like, I don't know.
I'm still waiting to see if he takes a shot.
He's not gonna. He's stressed out as hell right now.
That's why I'm offering it. Signe, do you want it?
I down it.
Alright.
But there's another phrase under the first one. Sorry, I'm gonna forget that one. Is each in order, choose the correct combination: skill, shade, and specialty.
Skill, shade, or trade?
Shade. Wow.
Amazing.
Alright, I'm just gonna do this for the hell of it. I don't.
Do it.
Oh my god.
No,
Zach
I'm not
knows.
proficient. He didn't actually do
Zach-
that. He didn't actually do that.
Oh, no, you could do it.
Well,
You don't
he
have to
could
be
have
proficient.
a stroke of genius.
You have a stroke of genius.
Alright.
You literally have a stroke of genius. You're like having a stroke, and like something in your brain pops, and you're like, "Oh my god!" Especially with the words when they read it out to you. You realize that on the other dial, it's 6 symbols, each representing a profession of spellcasting. In our terms, would be class. So class, school, color.
I say that out loud.
Yeah.
It
It's not like
guess
the other two are like,
sense.
oh, that makes sense. As the both of them rolled once, and you roll a 20.
That's some bad odds.
I don't know.
That's some
400 to 1 is 2 ones in a row. So 8,000 to 1?
Mm-hmm. The levers are
more
unmarked,
than
I may
20?
note, too.
Guys, this is... Look, I don't know anything about magic. It scares the shit out of me. That's what I got. And I'll just point out what I figured out. I don't know the next step. I don't know what these schools are.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if you turned out to be a sorcerer later?
I don't know what that means, but okay. So what do you guys think?
I think I hate puzzles.
Oh, maybe you know something. I'm using Deus Ex Chance to help you out. Just because I'm a nice guy. And puzzles.
Thank you.
Okay, Chance will say, I'm just paraphrasing, Chance will be like, maybe something about knowledge. We're supposed to know something to get this. Since that's the first phrase.
The books?
Maybe one of the books. We've seen a couple of bookshelves around here.
Chance, why don't you go back and work on the door you couldn't do? How about
He'll leave.
So, you said
Tantus, can you
something-
put this stuff in chat so that I can keep looking at it?
Okay.
I see toes. Oh, now whole foot.
Okay. Let me get this phrase. Here it is. That's that one.
Do you guys know what they mean by shade? Like a tree? Like...
You mentioned color.
Oh, is that what he meant for that? Like
The buttons
shade?
are colored.
Oh.
It could mean color.
So, the dial is their class.
There's two dials. One is class, one is School of Magic. That perhaps they specialize in, maybe. Skill,
And the
shade,
last one is a color.
specialty. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a cleric?
So dial, color, class. That's
Yes.
what we need to do it in.
A symbol that makes me think of a cleric.
Yes.
And then divination.
Yes.
And now, usually, that's associated with white holy light.
There's some light.
This is probably a bad idea.
Fuck it.
Wait. Let me do it. Last time a
Wait.
freaking thing started shooting people.
Wait. I have one more use of this before the odds are that perhaps I don't get a true answer, so ritual.
Actually, can you get one of your skeletons to do it? Can they follow commands that directly?
Turn knobs and press a button, sure, but first off,
Yes, okay.
pressing the button with with those dials.
The
The
I
white
would say
one with,
Wheel and Woe.
Can I go back and take a look at those portraits that were in the stairwell again?
Sure.
Like, I'm just curious if there is anything.
No, guys,
Weird about
what was the last alchemy lab that you found the door in? Because that was a specific type. Remember, it was...
It was enchantment and what
illusion.
was the other one?
Illusion.
Illusion. Yeah.
illusion. And that was where we found the door that leads to here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's the correct knowledge?
Enchantment and illusion.
I mean, I'm just guessing. I don't know. Maybe, you know what? I'm gonna go look at the books that I can't probably read.
The bones have told me
Which
that.
bookshelf?
The one next to the golem that's frozen.
Okay.
That
One of
has
them. There's a bunch of them next to the golem.
The first one.
Okay.
As I walk in the room.
Sure.
Then, I'm gonna look for any of the symbols that Sydney pointed out earlier,
Okay.
since I don't know.
Well, you
magic.
can roll
I'm just gonna
investigation.
go with what she said.
Signe, you were checking out the paintings.
Yeah,
Down-
just to see if
Okay.
there's anything special about them.
Give me perception.
This book, I don't understand. Oh. Alright.
Nope, I see
Yeah.
nothing.
I mean, they look like just paintings of people.
Guys, I think it's enchantment. Like, this is metagame. Out. This is not Zach saying this. I think it's enchantment because there's items up here that the books are specifically for item creation. But...
Signe, what are you looking at?
Well, she's like down the stairs.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
No one was listening to me, so I started following people.
Sure. All right. Can you roll me another d20, please?
Just a d20.
Yes. Okay.
It keeps rocking away, sadly,
That's
from
fine.
a good one.
You're kind of like looking around. You're looking at the paintings, and all of them seem to be of. You're not sure. Like they're faded. They do seem to be some kind of spellcasters. There doesn't seem to be a set color to them. But you do notice something out of like the corner of your eye. On the bookshelf that's down here with the paintings, there's a book that just says knowledge on it.
Well, shit.
Hey, Signe.
It seems to be the most intact book out of all what's left on these shelves. It's a very tiny book, and it looks like you get a feeling that maybe if this bookshelf was filled, it would be a lot harder to find this.
Looky, looky.
I'm gonna open it. Or at least look at the cover.
Okay, it's an unmarked cover.
Okay, if I open it, is there anything in there?
Yes, there is writing in there. Please roll me a d20.
And Signe's going insane.
Mm-hmm.
The price of knowledge.
This isn't Call of Cthulhu.
Okay, you recognize that this is some kind of code.
Oh, you guys need Clicky so much. he could decipher codes. oh, okay.
Is there any way I could try and decipher it?
Sure. You could probably take a little bit of time to decipher it. It'd be possible for you, definitely.
Zach is just book. No. Book. Book.
I'm just gonna sit right where I'm gonna sit on the stairs and just decipher this book.
Okay. It'll probably take you like an hour to decipher the book.
Okay.
Because it seems like it's a little more difficult than you'd be used to for puzzles and stuff. Not 100% outside your wheelhouse, but definitely something that takes a little bit more time for you.
I can't find anything in this room. Did you guys find anything? Guys.
Kind of.
Shit.
There are
Okay.
4 lines, and I'm going to put them in chat and then read them out.
Wait a minute. Can I take a rest since I'm not doing anything?
Sure. Sure.
How much are you injured?
I can do hit die. Don't waste your stuff. That's why I want to take a rest.
All right.
Yeah, I'm down to 37 out of 55.
That's not too bad.
No, well, I was after being healed by Sydney.
I know.
So Signe, since you did take the time to study the book, I will give you this revelation. Before, when you were seeing the door, there were 4 levers.
Mm-hmm.
You realize that maybe there are 4 inputs that you have to do. And these are the ones. Your blood might allow you to see far at night. The gods make grass grow above the dead. Nature does not like lead becoming gold. When lightning flashes, the spirits call.
Okay.
And you know it's a color, school of magic, and also a class.
So nature does not like lead becoming gold. It's alchemy. That's an alchemy thing.
It's an alchemy thing, but it's also a transmutation thing.
Well, I mean, alchemists transmutate. That's what.
Yeah,
they do.
basically.
And nature is druid.
The gods make grass grow above the dead. So divine, right? Gods. What's
Divine
nature? No, I mean, I'm just thinking the gods, right? Your blood might allow you to see far at night. That makes me think of tiefling for some reason. I don't know why. Or drow.
I mean, plenty of things have dark vision.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to go by that. You're right.
Blood might be the color.
Red. Okay. So gods might be white or divine. Right?
There is no divine.
Oh, none of the handles are divine. Okay.
No, it is.
So
It is the traditional 8 school of magics. It seems like this place had a 9th school of magic that would be called divine, but it's not a traditional actual school of magic.
Divination is more of what you're probably going for, but
Yeah.
I mean, there's only the nature does
Lightning
not.
flashes, the spirits call.
I mean,
Lightning makes me think evocation,
yes, but we
but
need
spirits call also makes me think necromancy.
color. Right?
Yeah.
So each line, I'm assuming it gives us all 3. For one of the locks, because you said there's 4 combinations that need to be put through. So we need color, school, and what was the last one? Skill?
Class. Think of it as class. Yeah. It would be called like skill for you guys, you know, or training,
I get
but it's class.
So nature does not make lead. So druid, transmutation, green, maybe for grass.
I would think either. Let me scroll back up to the colors to make sure.
I'll repost them.
Either black or yellow for the lead or the gold.
Why don't we let you guys think for a moment and take our first break, because we're going a little late here.
That's not fair. We're not breaking. You guys get to chill and stuff.
Anyway, yes, quick break. They'll get to not chill, or they could chill for a second and let their brains get ready. Drink, snack, bathroom, anything you need to take care of. We'll be back in a couple minutes. So, see you in a second, folks.